Okay, so today I'm going to take you guys through a full day of eating. Now today is going to be a low day that we're going to go through. Basically what that means is we prioritize high days and low days when the goal is trying to pick up lean mass. The high days, the carbs will be a little bit higher because we need those extra carbs to fuel the workouts. But seeing as I'm injured, I'm just going to be following low days for the meantime until I can get back into the gym. The low days are obviously low-end carbs. Low-end carbs because we want to prioritize not picking up fat in the process. Okay, sure, let's get to it. Okay, there's our first meal we got. Gonna do some scrambled eggs today. Usually I'll do like either fried eggs, an omelette, sometimes French toast. Just kind of change it up depending on what mood I'm feeling. This will also help like the monotony of eating the same food every day. And to be honest with you, breakfast is my favorite damn food there is. But I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown of the breakfast in just a second. I'm going to finish cooking this and we're going to get to eating it. Okay, so now we've got our first meal of the day. Let me show you guys what that shit looks like. So what it composes of is 4 slices of bread, so 4 slices of toast. I either do seeded, sourdough, or oat bread. Today we've got some sourdough. Reason being is, the normal white bread that you get has got so many preservatives and so much shit. Sourdough is so much better for digestion, right? And not just that, it just tastes insane. Then we've got 250 milligrams of egg whites, okay? And then 3 whole eggs. The reason why I don't have too many whole eggs because our priority, as mentioned before, is to pick up lean mass, okay? Now, if you have too many whole eggs, that means that there's an increase in fat content. Now, because my protein intake is so high and the other fat and carbs are at a different level, we want to try and manipulate the macros so that I get high amounts of protein. And egg whites is perfect because it doesn't have any fats, it's literally just protein. Okay, then what I cook it with is 8 mils of olive oil so we can get some good fats in there too. And then I will have a greens powder beforehand. Now I am supposed to have veggies with my breakfast, but I don't usually feel like having veggies first thing in the morning. Not the biggest fan of them, to be honest. So getting something like a greens powder like this, let's see what it says. It's basically got leafy greens, veggies. There's no artificial sweeteners, and this is just also going to help with digestion. Okay, now digestion is super important because we actually want the food, the macros that we're putting in to be used and to be absorbed. If you've got shitty digestion and you're eating right and the stuff isn't being absorbed, it's just not going to be beneficial for you. So I'm going to smack this down, go do a little bit of work, and then I'll see you guys for the next meal. Right, now we're moving on to the second meal of the day, and that is fat-free yogurt, 400 grams, and 100 grams of granola. For today, I decided to go with the cinnamon flavored granola just to make it taste a little bit better. As you can see, it's already prepped. So I'll prep these 4 days in advance. It just saves me a ton of time. Now all I got to do is eat it. Now, quick little tip. The reason why I use fat-free yogurt is, again, I want to manipulate the macros in the correct way. If I have full cream yogurt, it's going to increase the fat content, which is going to increase the calories, right? And with fat-free yogurt, it's going to be good for the digestion, right? It's a good probiotic, I'm pretty sure. And another thing is it's high in protein. So again, I get extra protein out of it without increasing fat content. So I'm going to eat this, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Alright, so this is what we got for our third meal at the moment. I'll tell you guys exactly what it is now. I'm just going to take a seat. Alright, so basically for our third meal, we have got chicken, rice, and veg. Your typical bodybuilding meal. This is just super good. The rice that I use is Jasmine rice, okay, because it's very easy to absorb. It's a good type of rice. It's not going to spike insulin stuff too much, or your blood sugar rather. So what do we have here? Okay, we've got 125 grams of rice. That's the raw weight. So I always weigh my food raw, the carb sources specifically, and then the chicken will be 200 grams, also raw weight, and then we'll do a veggies. Today I decided like I'm going to add a little bit of a soup veggie over it. So it seems like a bit of a mix of a little bit of everything. You know, normally I would have it with some sort of a salad, like a rainbow salad, and I would add some mayonnaise, but I like to get the reduced oil mayo. So yeah, that's basically what we have here for the third meal. How I like to prepare the chicken, because let's be real, none of us like dry chicken. So I put a bunch of chicken into a pot, let it boil, let that chicken get super soft, it literally falls apart. It's chicken breast, free range, only the best quality stuff here. I'll chow this down, and yeah, this is what we have. This will be consumed usually also before a workout, couple hours before, and then the next which will follow would be a pre-workout meal. But seeing as we're not training, things are a little bit different. But let me get this one down and see you guys for the next one. Here we've got our next meal. So you can see here, it's pasta, mince, a little bit of pasta sauce. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what's in it. Let me just go take a seat. Oh! Right. So, for this next meal, we've got pasta, we've got ground beef. Okay, what I like to do is get the extra lean ground beef, about 10 to 5% fat. Again, we don't want to push the animal fats up too high. Then what I like to do is I'll make a pasta sauce. Instead of using like your traditional pasta sauce that you can buy in a jar, I literally get the can. Now in there's some of that tomato, peeled tomatoes. There is garlic, onions. It's a nice little mix and it tastes insane. Now what I would usually do, right, I can replace these meals. Instead of having ground beef, I could do steak. I would just cut the fat off. Instead of doing steak, I could choose salmon one time. For carb sources, I can change it with pasta. I can change it with potatoes. I can change it with another rice meal. Veggies, I kind of take the veggies as the pasta sauce at the moment. I'll probably smack another greens powder later tonight just to get some extra greens and leafy stuff in. Otherwise, adding spinach to this is really good. I just didn't get to it this week. I know that's bad. But usually when I have dinner, I'll sit and I'll do my client chickens. Right now, you know, I'm taking a look at this. I'm going to see if I can pop it on the screen for you guys. Over there somewhere over there. But this right here, this is my client Granola. Now he's gone from, was it 176 pounds to 190 pounds. Okay, and you can see how good this gain was. He picked up quality size. He's actually looking leaner than what he did in the previous thing. Now when Renato first came to me, he was struggling with, you know, seeing progress. He had hit a plateau. He had no clue what to eat. He had followed meal plans before, but the issue was he works a lot. He travels a lot for work. He's got a family. So we had to create a program that's personalized for him and personalized for his type of lifestyle so that when he travels, he can stick to it. He also couldn't train too much, whereas the weekends he wanted to spend with family. He's probably got an hour to train, so we made sure that we created a plan that fits perfectly within the schedule. And that's just to show that you don't need to train 3 hours a day in the gym to achieve results like this. Look at what has happened. Now this is just the second phase. The first phase, he actually came to me, it was a bit chubby, there was way more fat, so we actually dropped the fat, prioritized becoming insulin sensitive, so that when we do go into a growth phase, the food will be used exactly how we want it to. It will shuttle to the muscles and you won't pick up fat in the process. Every week he's continuously showing more and more improvements. His vascularity is actually getting way better. You can see his midsection is tightening up, the quads, man's on point, he's grafting. But anyway, let's get to eating this meal and I'll see you guys for the next one. I realized that I didn't give you guys the weights of that food. So pasta, raw weight will be 130 grams. The weight of the potatoes will vary, it's all based on the calories. Now, the beef, I do 200 grams raw weight, salmon will be 200 grams raw weight, steak will be 200 grams raw weight, and then we'll do 100 grams of veggies. And I will always do 1 gram of Himalayan pink salt with every single meal, no table salt. Okay, so for our next meal, supposed to be instant oats. Now this is actually supposed to be a pre-workout meal, but because I'm not training, I just have it at a different time of night. Now when you do have it for your pre-workout meal, it's great because the oats are going to give you a source of energy. It's going to give you sustainable energy. Then we'll do nut butter, some macadamia or almond milk, and I think that's that. But today we're changing it up. Got my girlfriend Sarah, she's cooking up a nice storm of pancakes, and that's all with these ingredients. Now I usually do 120 grams of oats. We'll do 20 grams of nut butter, but then a little bit of macadamia milk
and a secret ingredient.
And some sort of a secret ingredient. It's a special recipe. She won't tell me what's in it. I don't know what it is, but it is apparently within the meal plan. So yeah, we'll see about that. And then another meal that I am missing is supposed to be my post-workout meal. And what I usually have for a post-workout meal is some cereal. Okay, it's fast absorbing. It's going to help replenish glycogen stores, which is great for, you know, building muscle, fueling up after that, similar to Chinese. And then the final meal that you guys are going to see is going to be the berries, and that's me done for the day. So for my final meal, we have 100 grams of blueberries. Now blueberries are great for snacking. You know, it's perfect when I like to go to bed. I like something a bit refreshing. They are high in antioxidants, you know, high in fiber, so it's perfect. It fills you up, especially if you're in a cutting phase, and they just taste bloody awesome. Now, one thing I forgot to mention was with these pancakes, these oat pancakes, there's a banana in there as well, and there is 20 grams of nut butter inside. And what I like to do is actually add 20 grams of nut butter at the top. Now, please remember that this is actually supposed to be a pre-workout meal too. Reason being, the carbs are going to give you that energy, the fats are going to give you sustainable energy, and then we'll usually add a protein shake with that, but I'll do a whole nother video on all the supplementation that I use. Now, I think that's about everything. You guys need to remember that when it comes to this specific meal plan, it is based on me, right? The amount is based on my macros, it's based on the specific phase that I'm in, it's based on my body type with what works with me. Okay, the foods you must most definitely implement within your meal plan. You're going to start seeing a difference, you're going to start feeling a lot better, progress is going to come a lot easier, but the specific amounts need to be personalized to you. Okay, please keep that in mind. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe. I'm going to be pumping out a lot of value for this next couple of weeks and moving forward. We'll try and give you guys as much value as possible. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll check you next time.